My Little Pony. I used to wonder. Oh, you didn't. This thing was rolling? No. No, please don't. No. I wasn't doing nothing. I wasn't playing with plastic ponies. Hey, Starscream! His fin is folded. I don't know why. Bit of a tragedy, to be honest. I'm kind of worried about that. In terms of other matters, here is, I believe, Revenge of the Fallen Mindwipe. Yep, I'm pretty sure that's him. If not, I will look him up, and I will put the proper name in the title of the video. I don't play with ponies, I swear. Anyway, here he is. He looks quite nice from this side, at least, as a sort of a, what's he meant to be? A stealth bomber, a stealth jet, something, one of these stealth planes, basically. He looks really good. You know, even with this video, you can sort of tell where the places, what places are meant to pop out. Clearly the cockpit, the bits of purple here. It's not a very bright purple, but it really doesn't need to be, with all this sort of a like greenish gray, sort of like a camo green. And of course you can see the Cybertronian lettering here. I don't know what these bits say, unfortunately. They look a little too complex. When I've tried looking up the Bayformers Cybertronian lettering, none of these characters come up, sadly. But oh well. Little Decepticon logo right here. Looks like it was like divided in half. I know that this sort of breaking up here is due to the paint rubbing off, but I don't know. Not much else to say besides that. Not much else you can see anyway. A little bit of detailing here. But to be honest, there doesn't need to be. The only issue, not issue really, I mean, how are you gonna hide all this? You kinda can't. But anyway, bits of landing gear. Go. And one more right here. Just to... Oh no, it's that way. Yep, there we go. So yeah, this allows him to sit quite well. And of course, little baby Starscream. There you go. So yeah, he's pretty much Voyager size, as I'm sure you could tell. And yeah, let's get down to the transformation, I guess. Now, actually, first of all, we gotta fold up the landing gear. Whoop. Careful. Alright. We gotta split up this part here. It's sort of, you can kind of already tell, it's not really splitting apart on its own. I was just sort of changing it back to its alt mode so I could get acquainted with the transformation once again, because it's been a while since I've transformed this guy. Let's just say that. So yeah, you detach these parts, which are going to be the legs, and of course you straighten them out on this hinge right here. So for, well actually, we could just work on them now, actually. Yeah, so what we can work on for now is straightening them out, lengthening them. Now the instructions tell you this, to sort of unfold them all out like this, make them sort of rather chicken-like. Personally, I don't quite like that. It makes him taller, but it doesn't make him look that natural. If you want to, you can keep him more like this. Camera's running out of battery. Oh boy. I gotta make this speedy. So, we may as well actually just divide up this piece right here in the middle. Hold on, there we go. Now this cockpit section becomes the knives, believe it or not. And as far as I remember, I'm not sure if this guy came with accessories other than the ones literally attached to him. We can fold this up, and well, for now, we just move this right here. Now, on these sections, there are, let's you get them unstuck anyway. Strange. There we go. I don't know why this part doesn't quite seem to want to work with me. There we go. There are hinges inside which allow you to bring up the arms, and then we fold them back like this with a bit of automorph. Let's just... There we go. That looks quite pretty. And of course, back here you can see all the little internal gears working and things. That looks quite nice, if I do say so myself. And yeah, we may as well get the hands out. Just take your fingernail, or if you want, actually take this piece and, hold on, hold this in place. There we go. This usually springs out by itself, which is what it's meant to do. Both sides. Go. Alright, so we are almost done here. Let's flip this section up, flip this thing back. There we go. Up ahead. Go. And we are actually meant to flip this in front, arrange the legs, and basically we just have to straighten out the arms. And yeah, this is pretty much him. Yeah, see, here is a bit of a problem. He does kind of lean forward a little uncomfortably, so personally I just kind of like to pull these back. That way he just looks slightly more natural. He's actually really not bad. I know that he might look a little bit strange from the side in terms of the legs, if you do them the way that the instructions tell you. But I like him. He looks imposing. He looks powerful. And really the muted color scheme, I feel, really just gives him more character. This often likes to fold back if you're not that careful. If you want to, you can have him like this, have him wrap around, make him look more warped that way, which does look cool. Or you can just have him straight out. Those, I feel like that gives him somewhat of a bat-like look. I guess kind of like his G1 self looked like, right? Mindwipe. Unless I'm not a real fan and I don't know what I'm actually talking about. Oh, well. Here is something that kind of works but kind of doesn't. See, this end is meant to look serrated, more or less. To look something more like a knife. That way you can go shank. But that doesn't, I don't know, it just looks a little bit awkward and big and clunky. I'm not sure, but oh well. Let's quickly get the articulation. So the head is on a ball joint, but it is a little bit limited. But thankfully there is a hinge joint for the transformation, so he can look down a good ways and up a fair bit. Yeah, looks pretty good, and he has actually quite a bit of tilt. He can look pretty expressive. That's quite nice. There is the hinge up here, which can move up and down a fair good way. Obviously full 360. There's actually not really a backpack here, and this, you know, actually looks pretty good, in my opinion. There is a bicep swivel. Pretty much, it's more like under 90 degrees at the arm. You will kind of have to work around the kibble. And the hands kind of move up and down, but it's a little weird. Due to the fact that he doesn't actually have pegs or anything like that could hold other weapons, because he's just meant to have these. Also, nice purple detailing here on the chest. It's quite nice, actually. I like that. As you saw before, a waist swivel. Legs move. Ooh, I feel like they could have moved forward a little more. I mean, it depends on how you work around the waist. But if you do work around the waist, then he can do that. And he can do that. Whoop, sorry about that. Almost done here. So you can also work these bits, you know, however you wish to get a more posability out of him. And he's got a very nice deep bend there from the transformation. And the feet, they move up a good bit and down a good bit due to the transformation again. So he is quite posable. I like that. Whoop. There we go. Get a somewhat okay pose out of him. Beachcomber. So yeah, once again. He's, let me think. Yeah, he's a fair-sized Voyager, more or less average, I'd say. A little bit closer to slightly higher than average. So, yeah, I'd say that this guy's really good. I recommend him. Victory.